What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellanea. It is time for the Tuesday night live stream. Hope you're all doing well on this beautiful Tuesday night. Let me go through my tools very quickly, and then I will say hello to everybody in the chat. First and foremost, I'm using a pen here from Diamond Pen Pal. This is the Satura pen. She's beautiful. I love her so much. Might be replaced with a fun one before too long. In my multi-placer, I am using Puttylicious Brown Sugar and Fig from Putty. You can find Putty on Facebook. Go and check her out. And I'm using in a single placer Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily. Diamond Painting Daily can be found over on Etsy. It's like a glue dot. It's a liquid that turns solid. It goes from white to clear, hence the name Ghost, and works just like a glue dot does. Love that stuff. And then I've got a trinket tray here from Sparkling Nana. Isn't it beautiful? I love my trinket tray. You can find Sparkling Nana over on Etsy. And I've got a matching trash pot. We love the matching trash pot, along with my coaster, which I am using as a coaster. Very fancy. And then I've got a tray here that's actually, excuse me, from Ephemera 3D's Maker World file. This was sent over by Gary, though, and it says House of Miscellanea on it. We've got some of these beautiful walkie-talkie trays that can only be found either if you've got a 3D printer or a friend with a 3D printer and a Maker World access. But we've got it for the event, so yeah, might as well go check it out. I got a package. Oh, I don't know where my kid put it. I might have to go have him bring it to me. Gary sent me a package today, so we'll see what's inside that later. Just for funsies. And then the diamond painting that I am working on is Mermaid Fairy by Roy Trin from Diamond Art Club. She is a 60 centimeters by 89.9 centimeters in square, and I'm almost finished with her. I am just got to do her face. That's it. The rest is done. Very excited. You know what? When Dustin brings up pizza for me, I will ask him to grab a box, and not in a dirty way. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat. What's up, Lexi? Hi, Shell. Hello, Calf and Gary. Heyo. What's up, Shannon and Mary Ann? Hello, Alice. Hello, Liz and Mia. How are you guys doing? Please let me know in the chat. What are you guys working on? What's on your table right now? You got a diamond painting out? What's happening? I'm going to open 2 squares because tonight I don't have to worry about giving away a million prizes. So I might actually get some diamond painting done here. Oh, and check this out. So I've been using this. Thank you. Hey, I've got a package down there from Gary. I don't know where Ray put it, but can you bring it up to me, please?
See if I can find it.
Okay, just ask Ray where it is. So my Puttylicious putty I've been using on this canvas. And check it out, guys. This will show you how much I like use the shit out of some putty. This is what I have left for my Puttylicious putty. Oh, man. I go through putty, guys. I change my putty every square. And I think a lot of that is because I'm a hard placer. And so, you know, I use a new setup every time. I mean, I clean out half. So what, 2 boxes? 2 boxes. One's from Gary and oh, you guys, the prizes from Miles Custom Creation. I've got to do an unboxing separately for that, though. We shall wait on that one. I don't know what's in here from Gary. We'll check that later. Doug, I don't need you in here begging off me for sausage. Dustin just brought me some pizza. So, of course, the animals feel like they need to be up here begging for my sausage because I don't eat it. Hello, Allison. Hi, Abby. At least it gets used. It does. It does. And so once I move on to the next, probably Lexi, I'll be using your Mystical Artistry Haven putty. And I'll use that until it's gone. One of those. Probably not the Hades one, though, because that's my favorite. I don't want to run out of it so fast. But I got my pizza. Holy balls, it's hot. Mm-hmm. Very warm. Warm pizza. So yeah, I when I go ham with some putty, I really go ham, you know. All right, I've already sprayed my squares with alcohol, so they're all ready to go. I didn't want to mess around with that while we were doing the live stream. You use your least favorite scent up first too? Yeah, see, that's the thing. Sugar, quit whining. You're not getting my pizza right now. First of all, it's hot and it will burn your little mouth. Secondly, I'm going to eat the pizza first. I will lock you out of the room. Yep, okay, that's enough. Get. Oh, yeah, Beans blocking the door. You can't get out because Beans is blocking the door. Boy, oh boy. He's puppy guarding my pizza right now. What a nice Great Pyrenees that I have here. Jerk. But yeah, I've always been the kind of person that, like, when I enjoy something, if I get minis sets or putty or whatever, I'll use up my least favorite, or I'll work on my least favorite first and then work my way up to my favorite. And I'm like that with food too. So like, okay, when I'm eating, let's say, a peanut butter and jelly, I'll eat around the middle part. I'll eat the crusts first and then I'll eat the middle part. When I eat the pizza, I typically, though, when I eat pizza, and maybe you guys can tell me if you're the same way, I pick the toppings off and I eat those first. And then I eat like the bread and sauce of the pizza part last. That's a little weird, I know, but all right. So tell me what you're working on in the chat, please. What's on your tables? What's on your tables? Or your beds, I suppose, if you're diamond painting in bed like some sort of a weirdo. Yes, I called you weirdo if you diamond paint in bed. I don't even know how it can be done. I don't even know how it can be done. I did also get some trivia stuff, just general trivia this time. Nothing like specific around a specific time frame or anything like that. Just literally general questions for trivia if we wanted to play some of that. All right, what do we got? You're the same with sandwiches and pizza? See, I'm not so weird all by myself. Alice is working on The Messenger by Christopher Lovell. Very nice. Shell is working on Leora. Liz says, I've done the same with my food forever. Oh, good. See, I'm not alone. I used to only eat one thing at a time in order from least to Yep. Marianne is working on a parakeet. Ooh, sugar, stop. Oh, Allison says nothing right now because of my eye. I'm sorry. That's a bummer. Gary said, we have pizza too. Wife does her homemade with different toppings for each of us. See, that's a good idea though. We used to do like, you could get the like Chef Boyardee dough mix, right? And then once you got the dough mix, you just basically make like a personal pan pizza and everybody builds their own. And then you bake them for however long you bake them. Sugar, do not. We're not going to be playing the barking game while I'm trying to diamond paint and not eat my food just yet. You can't be begging for food that I'm not officially eating at this moment. Gotta let it cool down anyways. It will burn your little pup mouth, okay? She's like, I don't care. I just want in my mouth. I don't got no teeth anyway. She has a few teeths. Not too many teeths, but she's definitely running low on teeths these days. So she should probably not eat something that's super, super hot that she's got to gum down. Hello, Keith. Still working on your autism drawing. Cool. Take a whole different approach than lots of people. And yeah, thank you for not doing the puzzle pieces. Honestly, that is not even, it's just not a good representation. Still working on Eagle Wisdom. Very cool, Shannon. You eat things one at a time too. I don't like anything on my plate to be touching either. It's a bit early for a sugar shame, isn't it? I notice you're not using that pizza right now. Yes. Working on a mini from the rainbow set. Cool. Working on unboxing and organizing the ladies that showed up from Rokari. Those are some nice ladies you got there. I'm jealous of your queen. I wish though that in that movie, because if they were going to use Aaliyah as Akasha, right, they should have at least told the story correctly. In my mind, like what a waste, because her story was so freaking important. And basically, they just made her a vehicle for falling in love with Lestat. And I was like, this is lame. I mean, yes, she does do that in the books, but that's not all she does. You know, you don't like the puzzle pieces as an autism. No. Yeah. Taking a mystical approach. Ooh, I like that. I think that the idea of using a puzzle piece is like stating that somebody with autism has a piece missing, and or the pieces aren't fitting correctly or what have you. And then unfortunately with Autism Speaks, they treat autism as a disease that can be cured, and it is not a disease that can be cured. It's a disability. And I don't know. For me personally, I don't call autism a disability for myself. I think it disables me sometimes, or certain situations disable me. But I don't like to think of autism as a outright disability, you know? So much more to it than what they did. Yes, they needed to tell the story of the Queen of the Damned better. They really missed some great storytelling opportunities with that, unfortunately, because the whole point of that whole book was to tell the origin story of vampires, and they never did that in the movie. Never even like really touched on it. I mean, they talked about the fact that Akasha was very old. She was one of the first vampires, right? But they don't mention how the whole thing came to be. Like they left out Maharet and Makari's whole story. And I was like, well, that was a wasted opportunity, you know? Never understood the puzzle symbolism. Yeah. Yeah. It's not my favorite. Not my favorite. But what can you do? Early days of some awareness was more about fixing the problem or bringing awareness to the disease or whatever. Just messy. You thought you didn't understand? You completely understood it right. You understood it exactly how they meant it to be. You did not miss anything. Let me get some of this pizza in my mouth. Mm-hmm. Oh, and now the bird's screaming. Boy, oh boy. That's because Dustin's down there eating his pizza. I'm not sharing with the bird. Hi, Kylie. Yes, Josh, I'm eating pizza. And I got Sugar up here already begging me for scraps. Beans is blocking the door, so I can't boot either of them out of the room. I swear that was 100% planned on his part. He's like, but if I block the door, you can't kick me out because you can't get me out the door. Beans. Sugar. Hello, Lisa. For the first time this week, I saw PDA in a headline on MSN. You saw PDA in a headline? Public displays of affection? I'm probably missing something. Some of the footage from the peace talks or whatever were interesting. I will not say more than that. I did get a good giggle out of some of those things. If you know, you know. But I don't know what you mean by PDA. Hopefully it's not anything naughty. Hello, Divine. Oh, PDA autism. Oh. Hello, Abby. How is everybody doing? Everybody, well, I can't speak for everybody. I am doing well. I went for a walk with Dustin before I started the live stream, and I picked a bunch of raspberries, wild raspberries. I'm going to go out tomorrow again and pick some more wild raspberries, and then I'm going to try and make a jam. I've never made a jam before, but I'm going to give it a try and see how I do with my wild raspberries. I mean, I feel like jam is probably one of the easier things to accomplish as far as cooking goes. You basically just boil up the ingredients and then you've got a jam. I mean, yes, obviously, if I want it seedless, I can get a cheesecloth and do all the things, whatever. I don't mind the seeds so much if it's in a jam, but otherwise, then what? I'm making a jelly, right? If I take the seeds out, more or less. And I don't want to make a jelly. Raspberry jam's your favorite? Ooh. Getting the diamond paint. What are you working on, Divine? Pathological demand of, oh, pop. Okay, that PDA. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Hello, Brenda. I don't know why my brain didn't want to compute what that PDA was. Because I know what that is, too. That's what's funny. That is what is funny. I guess when I hear PDA, I just think about people making out in public, apparently. That is immediately where my mind goes. Sugar, do not. You're not going to bark for food. That's not okay. Don't do that. So I did see somebody was working on this and they put in some specials and boy, was it special. Ooh, working on Otter Spirit. Sorry to put you on the spot. You're good. I saw somebody was working on this one and they had like all of the specials in it. And that's a choice. Not a choice that I am going to be making, but it's a choice regardless. And I don't know. This one's really hard because there's 89 colors in it, right? And you can't really see from where you're at right now because you're essentially getting viewing distance with the camera. But the amount of confetti in this is pretty wild. Like, I think one square that I did may have had all 89 colors in it, or at least it felt like it did. And so I often feel like when you add specials to something that's really confetti heavy, they get lost. They're like lost in the mix, you know? So I just didn't think that necessary, because I looked to see, you know, what I might be able to add to this one. And I didn't think it really needed anything. I think it's good the way it is. You love that about a trend. Some parts are, yes. Some parts are confetti wonderland. That is true. Pizza. Here, so there's a couple of little sausage. Couple little sausage for sugar. Buying specials for your canvas is one of the few times over-consuming and buying too much actually hinders your diamond painting. You know what? I kind of agree. And now listen, there are people out there who they like to legitimately take the entire piece apart and replace everything with a special, or as much as they can do. That's a choice. It's not a choice I'm going to make necessarily. Not, I mean, it has to be a specific canvas to do that for me. One, because holy crap, the amount of money you could spend on just the specials alone is a little wee bit ridiculous. But two, it's not necessarily the look I'm trying to achieve on most of my diamond paintings. So it becomes a when it is appropriate for me. And oftentimes that means never. Some canvases I won't even add like any specials to. I'll just chart it or do it charted, and I think there's plenty enough there. You just sub in leftover specials. Yeah, and I've done that too, plenty. Can be $50 without even replacing the whole canvas. Seriously. I mean, I know that just for Water Tiger, getting the specials for Water Tiger, I think obviously we got 3 times the amount for the 3 of us that had ordered on that particular order. And I think it was close to $50 just on that one canvas. And you're already spending, let's say, $75 to $80 or more on a canvas. And then to add another $50 just to put in specialty drills. Granted, yeah, most of the time you're going to have leftovers. Not all the time, but a lot of times you'll have leftovers that you can use for later, which is where a lot of my drills come from, just having leftovers, but it's still a lot. It's a lot. And then I think about people who are doing cross-stitch conversions and they don't they don't save their drills. They actually buy the drills for the canvas, just regular drills, not even specialty drills. And then it ends up somewhere in the realm of like $300 for the blank canvas, for the drills that you need. Like, woof, I got to really like a piece if I want to spend anywhere around $300 for it. What's up, Glory? Mia says, as much as I love sparkle for diamond painting, I like that subtle in hand. Yeah, me too. Specials add up. Click. Yes. Hello, Desiree. Always late these days. That's okay. That is totally fine. You get here when you get here. That's why I'm scared to start with the specials, another $50 in addition to the 6. Yeah. Yep. Josh says $300 couldn't be me. Yeah, it's one of those things. That's why I have honestly, one thing you can do, which we found out between a group of us, that it actually is very effective. If you get together with like 2 other people, two is about the limit. Like having 3 total people on one order for specials, and then each of you split whatever you buy into thirds, because then you have enough to play around with, but it's not so much that you're spending a bunch of money, and you can get a lot of variety between 3 people and an order. And then then you've got enough to play with, where you've got a bunch of variety of specials. And if you like something in particular, then okay, you say between the 3 people, like, okay, I'm going to get an extra bag of this just for myself if you need it for something specific or whatever. But it is very cost effective to do that. Myself, Abby, and Noelle have placed an order like that. And we got a very wide variety for, I think each of us put in $60 and got a huge array of specials. So if you can find 2 people that want to, place an order for a variety of colors or styles or whatever, obviously it's easiest if you're going to stick with like okay, this order, we're going to do all squares and we're going to do, you know, a variety of colors. Maybe you want to try and represent each color and like, okay, we're just going to do sparklers this time, or we're going to do just pearls or just bubbles or whatever. But you can break it up and get yourself, you know, a little bit of each rather than getting one bag of one thing. But worked out really well for us. I thought. I was very happy with it. And that's how I ended up with such a wide variety of different specials. Is, you know, maybe I didn't end up with a whole bag worth unless I wanted to buy extra. But I ended up with enough to put something on 1 or 2 or 3 canvases, which I thought was very nice. You bought 22 bags of sparklers. Woo! Listen, though, I can't lie and say that if I didn't have the, you know, the extra money just kind of hanging around, that I wouldn't do the same. I can't even tell a lie. The specials, I don't know how many we ended up getting for Water Tiger. I can grab them in a minute and figure out how many each of us got because like I said, we placed an order for 3 of us, but we were actually more or less just getting all the same things. And then each of us got our own bags of XYZ versus like splitting it up into 3 parts or whatever. So it wasn't really that one wasn't really a to save money so much, maybe to save on shipping or whatever. But it definitely worked out. All right, next color. Let's see. We're gonna go with do. Where's the slash? Let me grab those specials too, real quick. And go see. I'm gonna go see him. I take a bite of my pizza. Splitting it up between people definitely gets you more variety. Yes. Yeah. Especially if you are doing subtle enhancements. Hi, Peggy. Welcome, welcome. It's okay. You're not late. You got here exactly when you meant to. Gary got all the bubbles for under 100. Oh, you got the bubbles for rounds. Yeah, that's a oopsie poopsie right there. Beans. A little bit. Sugar. A little bit. Some peach. Here, a little sausage for you. Okay, let me get the specials. All right. Oh, I gotta move some stuff. I gotta move some stuff again. Because of course they're on the bottom. All right. Okay. Let me move this out of the way here, and you can take a look with me at the specials that I have for Water Tiger. Because like I said, this was an order we did for the 3 of us, but we're each keeping our own stuff. Okay, let's see. Those. That. Oh, it's a lot too. Here we go. It's not 22, but it's a lot. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's for something else. 11, 12, 13. And a second bag of the brown. So still quite a few. These are what I got for Water Tiger, which I'll go through. I was planning on doing a video where I'm not going to like I don't know. I'm going to show people how I'm going to enhance the kit and what I look for when I enhance a kit. So it'll kind of be a tutorial on how to do enhancements and maybe even a little bit of a tutorial on where to shop and things like that for enhancing a kit. But it's not going to be like, I'm not going to focus on that for long. I'll just do one video on it. But I thought that could be fun. You'll like the video. Oh yeah, and thank you for the reminder to like and, like the video if you enjoy liking things. Let's see. Hi, Ashlyn. So yeah, this is what I ended up getting for Water Tiger, and I feel like we spent about $50 each, and I got quite a lot actually. And this one was included in that order, but I got Crystal 803. I got a don't know where to begin. Okay. I got this beautiful 336 pixie dust. This is one of my favorite colors of the pixie dust. I got a 3866 pixie dust, which is more or less just like a pearl. I got this 975 pixie dust, which is very coppery. I got some Luna bubbles for squares. And unfortunately, like the screen is not showing you how beautiful these actually are in person because they have like blue shine, pink shine, yellow shine. I got, these opal pearl glow glass. And yes, they do glow in the dark. Also not showing how beautiful that they are in person. They're even prettier in person than they are on screen. These are the Tiffany glow glass. And yes, they also glow in the dark. They're so much prettier in person. Bubbles and dusts are your favorites? Yeah, honestly. These are the opal glow glass sky. Uh-oh. These are just round. Whoopsies. That is a mistake. Oh, I think I got these for something round. I didn't get these for Water Tiger. I got these for something else. But yeah, any of the glow glass, they actually do glow in the dark. I got seaweed bubbles and marina bubbles, which actually look very similar once you have them on the canvas. But I got seaweed bubbles, which have a green background. And then I got marina bubbles, which have a blue background. They're so freaking pretty. And then I got myself some pearls. Now, here's one thing that I will tell you for free that I think, I don't know, I wouldn't probably do it again. So these are from Shimmering Canvases, I'm pretty sure. Okay, the half black pearl that I got, and the only ones that you can get. One, the pearls, excuse me, are acrylic. Two, there is no pearlescent on the black ones. So they're basically just round drills with no facets. Kind of boring. Yeah, there's a huge variety of colors for the glow glass. I got these blue though, these dark blue pearls. They're so pretty. I got some dark brown pearls. I got 2 bags of these actually, because these are for Water Tiger. And they're almost like a dark coppery brown. They're really beautiful. And then I got these just for funsies for later. They're a dark pearl and they're lovely. Felt the same way about the black pearls. Yeah, they're not pearlescent at all. They're basically just round drills in the size of a square drill with no facets on them. Kind of boring. But yeah, I picked all of these up. And I think this was about $50. So you can get quite a variety. And if you put in $50, you and another person puts in 50 and another person puts in 50. Let's say you get these and then you get other varieties and then split these into thirds. Then you've got a lot to play around with, something to think about. something to think about. And then most of what I have in here, besides stuff that I've either saved off of kits or that I've split up with friends, most of what I have here I've gotten from saving them out of kits, honestly. That's where I get a lot of my specials first. Obviously, the sparklers and the pearls and the bubbles are not, but everything that I get from like my ABs and my fairy dust for the most part are stuff that I've saved from off of kits. Hello, Mary. Sad little black pearls. I know, man. I know. It's a bummer. But yeah, there's as far as the glow glass and how many varieties of glow glass there are, there it might not be a large number. Honestly, it might be like 6 or 7 of the glow glass. But I think that they're all beautiful, honestly. The glow glass are all really, really pretty. But yeah, if you can find a couple of people to put in an order with you, you can get a bunch of variety, split it into thirds, and then you've got a lot to choose from. I will say on this kit, and I've noted it in my book. I actually ran out of a color in this kit, which I was not expecting. Luckily, it was 803, which I have about a metric ton of. So it worked out okay that I had spares, but I did end up running out of a color on this one. And unfortunately, it was a destashed kit, so I couldn't call in like my warranty or whatever on it, which is fine. Like I said, I had spares, but if you have this one, might want to make sure you've got enough 803. That's the other reason that I save my spares, is because you just never freaking know when you're going to run out of a color and you're going to need a spare. The other bummer about it, since they've switched to the flathead drills, flat surface drills, and they're no longer peaked drills, I had to mix in peaked drills, but they were also slightly a different color, not horribly, just very slightly a different color. 20 listings. Ooh, for glow glass sparklers. But is that both the regular or both the round and the square? So is it 10 and 10 or is it 20 and 20? That's the question. Because 10 is still a pretty good number if it's 10 and 10. 20 and 20 is obviously a better number. Specials are your new addiction, Divine? Seriously. Oh, just for round. Nice. Okay, so 20 and 20 probably. Because I would assume whatever they offer in round, they probably offer in square where available. I mean, you know what happens soon, though. Beans, don't want me. Just because I have food doesn't mean that you get to have it. Uh-oh. Am I going to run out of this color? I hope not. I hope I'm not. I probably have more, but I think I'll be okay. Do I need a lot of it down here? I need none of it down there. So, okay, we're good. We're good. False alarm. I always hate it when I'm like, like nearing the end of a painting or whatever, getting really low on certain colors. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to run out. I'm also, honestly, I'm used to getting more leftovers than what I've gotten in a couple of my newer kits. So that is the other reason that I save my spares. you feel like the quality of the specials is equitable to DAC? As you mean like from DP with sparklers? The sparklers are excellent quality. The glow glass is excellent quality. I don't think that I've run into anything of super low quality for specials on like DP with sparklers or like what am I trying to say? There's Diamond Drills USA, there's DP with sparklers, there's diamond painting drills, there's shimmering canvases, and there's another one we were talking about in Discord. I can't remember the name of that one, but that honestly they seem to be of really, really great quality. Like just I would say that the sparklers over at DP with sparklers are probably just under like Swarovski level of crystal. They're glass, obviously, but so are Swarovskis. They're leaded glass, and I would say that they're probably right under a Swarovski level of drill for those specials, the sparklers. They've upgraded their crystals so that they no longer have this like weird backed, it's like a plastic backing on it because they weren't the correct size, like they were too large. So since they've switched out their crystal for the metallic metal backed ones, those have been just fine. Yeah, I've had no issues there. Got a fairy dust bag. Oh, that sucks. I haven't had that happen yet to me, but thankfully, knock wood. Knock wood. All right, here's a little pizza bone for you. I have a pizza bone, Beans. Pizza crust for the dog. And Sugar got a pizza bone. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see here. Those look beautiful on kids. Yeah. Yeah, thankfully I've not had any issues too much, except for those pearls. And I believe those are the same pearls that you can find on DP with sparklers. The black ones are basically just a round drill with no facets or whatever. Oh, somebody's playing with some fireworks already. Beans, Sugar, no. Do not get Beans going, especially since he's sitting right next to me and I don't want to jump out of my chair when he barks. And he barks when you bark. So relax. Relax, Sugar. Just kids playing with fireworks. That'll be nice when that's done too, honestly. I don't mind it. It's just during live streams, it's like, dang it, children. Stop playing with your fireworks outside. You hate the pizza. You know what? I actually like I like the pizza crust specifically on DiGiorno, which is what I'm eating. But unfortunately, so do the dogs, and it's about the only thing that I can give them besides my sausage that I won't eat off of the pizza. I don't want to give them a whole slice. So Beans, stop, sir. I'm going to need you to relax. I'm going to need you to relax. Oh, also, I dyed Beans' face with a berry today. Right up, there's a straight up his forehead. I'll have to take a picture. Well, Lexi asked, sorry, I'm chewing. I know, right? Mia, they should know. Coordinate with my schedule. All right, Lexi says the black ones are a black frosted because there's no pearl coating on it. Well, they'd be like, if you mean that they're just a plain ass drill, yeah. except they're not even as cool as a frosted because they're just black. Just black. No frosted effect to them. No cool effect. Just a black drill with no facets. Really boring. Really, really boring. Beans. I bet your dad has some pizza bones for you down there. Did you go? Oh, good. Sugar out. Get. Nope. Get. Sugar. How you go? Goodbye, dogs. Oh no, he's mad now. Hold 1 second. Stop it. Stop it. Gosh. Sorry about that. Dustin lured him downstairs with some pizza bones. Yes, and please tap that like button if you don't mind. All right, we're done. There we go. There, now you can go bark out at the children from downstairs. That would be great. A reminder about like buttoning. He's such a silly dog. And he gets mad too when I'm like, all right, time to go downstairs now. He's like, no, I don't want to. And then he sounds like he's eating my arm off when really he's just being loud. Just being loud. And now Sugar's going to sit outside of the door and cry. Poor baby. And if I put her, like, if I try to sugar shame her, she's just going to try and twist around to get at my pizza anyways. Such a jerk. Oh my God. I think they legitimately just went down and took whatever scraps Dustin gave to them and then came back up to cry at my door. Cool. Real cool. Beans, stop. You are so ridiculous. Sugar, do not scratch at the door. These dogs are pathetic. You're pathetic. You heard me out there. I don't know if you guys can hear them. There you go. See? They're outside my door, crying and barking. He's like crying like his butt's on fire. Crying like his butt's on fire. Poor baby. Dogs are ridiculous. Great Pyrenees specifically are the most ridiculous, for sure. Hey, Dustin, take this, okay? You can give them the crust of the one. I want to eat my pizza, but I don't want them here scratching at the door and shit. So leave them. Oh, are you? Okay. Then I'll take it. Well, you might need a piece to lure him downstairs. Okay. He's going to take him on a car ride. Oh, my goodness. And now Sugar's just going to scratch at the door. Yeah, if you like big whiny babies act like toddlers constantly, go get yourself a Great Pyrenees. Also, if you like them to throw fits, throw themselves on the floor and in a tantrum, or just like you like dogs that bark your whole like brain right out of your head, get a Great Pyrenees. They're great for that. Hello, Val. Welcome, welcome. You hear them? Yeah. They're poor, starving waifs is exactly correct. They're just starving to death. Nobody loves them out there. My goodness. Sugar, quit scratching at my door, would you? What do you think of her so far? She's just really beautiful. I posted a picture in Discord of everything obviously finished except for her face because that's what I have left on it. And oh my gosh, the colors in this are just beautiful. The confetti is a lot, not in like a bad way. It's almost more surprising than anything. You think that you're getting these solid colors with this canvas, and then all of a sudden you get this big surprise that like no, in fact, this square has all 89 colors in it. Just climbed in your bed to listen to the live and your fur baby is staring at you waiting for an invite. Yep, sounds about right. Hi, Carla. Do Great Pyrenees drool? Yes, they do. Yep, they drool just like Newfies. And they're louder. Oh, they're so much louder. Sugar, stop. You are ridiculous. I gotta wait until Dustin leaves with Beans, and then I will open the door. I'm not opening the door until I know he's gone. Because I'm not really trying to have Beans barge his way in here and then I can't get him out again. Because he's a ridiculous dog. Yeah, they slime. Like, oh my gosh. I can't tell you how often I have to like actually wipe down my television because Beans just shakes his head and then there's slime just all over the TV. I think I've got like pizza grease or something on my fingers because my putty is starting to suffer. Might have to change it. Get a Pure Lab for less trouble. I mean, I don't know. I'd be so scared that a Pure Lab would still bark as much, but like maybe it would listen a little better because I'll tell you what, Pyrenees are. I've never owned a dog as hard-headed as that dog is, so headstrong and just adamant that he's going to do what he wants to do. They don't listen to direction. They don't, I mean, that's not all Pyrenees, obviously. There are probably some very, very well-behaved Pyrenees out there, but they're very known for being independent thinkers and they want to do what they want to do. And if what you're asking them to do aligns with what they were already going to do, then they'll consider it. But most part, they know better than you. They want to do what they want to do regardless. And it's like I can see why so many Great Pyrenees end up like rehomed or fostered or things like that because people are just not prepared to deal with all of that attitude or all of the barking or what have you. I'm one of those people, like I committed to this dog. And so I mean, unless he was being aggressive or something really crazy, I committed to this dog. So I gotta sleep in the bed that I made. You know what I mean? Can't be mad at the dog for being a dog. So he's a cat. Yes. In that sort of way where he doesn't listen and he does what he wants to and he thinks he knows best. Yes, he is very much a cat in that way. Your Newfie had great aim. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it hit your mouth. Oh, I'm sorry. That's gross. Would I get a Great Pyrenees again? Honestly, yes, I would. As much as his barking is a lot to deal with, I will not, and maybe this is just my problem. I will not put a bark collar on a dog, period. I don't believe in correction with electric shock. I've worn them myself. When I worked at the Humane Society with Dustin, we used to play shock collar roulette. Don't ask. But we would play shock collar roulette. And I'm going to tell you what, getting tagged by one of those does not feel awesome. And that was on lower settings. I can't even imagine the people who crank those suckers up to 11 and then give their dog a correction. I'm just not going to do it. And so, like, I don't have a good way of, I've tried so many different tactics on correcting the barking. So now that I have an idea of like how they behave and the barking and whatever, yeah, I would get another Great Pyrenees. I love his personality. Like, yes, he's a pain in my ass, but he's my pain in my ass. He's a beautiful dog. He has a generally beautiful temperament. But he's headstrong and he's loud. So, but I knew that going in. I knew that he was going to be headstrong and I knew he was going to be loud. Now, to be fair, when I read, oh yeah, they bark, I did not understand the level of volume of which these dogs can get at their barking. But you know, now I know they have like a sonic bark. I can't even describe it, like how loud it actually is. Especially inside of a home. I can see why they're meant to be outdoor, like farm dogs. They're meant to guard sheep and cows and, you know, livestock. I can see why. And I can also see why a bear or a coyote or a pack of wolves might change its mind about trying to square up with a Great Pyrenees, because not only are they huge, but that bark is so sonically loud. But I love his temperament. I love his personality. He's got such a unique personality. And if I could just figure out a better way of correcting the indoor barking, I would be happy. That would honestly, he'd be a perfect dog. Does he still let Sugar be in? Oh my God, she beats his ass. So does Bowie, for that matter. My border collie. He is not. He's not the alpha dog in the house. One, I'm the alpha dog in the house. Like, they all look at me as alpha dog in the house. But Bowie beats him up all the time. Like, when she's had enough of his barking, she corrects him. She'll square up with him. You know, she plays with him. She beats him up. She bites his feet. You know, they have fun together. But she absolutely does correct him like a mom dog would do. Sugar, when she's had enough, she'll literally grab a hold of his lip with what few teeth she has left and won't let go. When she's had enough of him, she'll beat up his face. It's pretty hilarious to watch too. Had a husky growing up, the attitude that, oh God, huskies, I could never. Incredibly chill, guarding goatees and lambs. Yeah. Like, when they have a job to do, that's when they're the best behaved. Like, Great Pyrenees are wonderfully behaved. That's why we walk him. I mean, I walk him probably 7 or 8 times a day. We go and patrol the neighborhood. He gets to check in on everything, make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, and people are where they're supposed to be. Even if it's none of his business, he's going to tell them where they should be. But no, he's got a beautiful temperament, and I just walk him a lot. I keep him very busy. I keep his brain busy. I give him work to do. I feel like that helps quite a bit with a lot of the just like relentless barking. I just take him out for a walk. It generally helps him. And sometimes it's like not even his fault. There'll be like another dog in the neighborhood is like a female dog in the neighborhood is in heat or that, because he's unaltered right now. We were actually thinking about the possibility of trying to find like a Saint Bernard and have, like, I don't know, great Bernards or St. Pyrenees. I don't know what you'd call them. But we thought about breeding him with a Bernard and taking some of that headstrong and the barking out of him a little bit for the next generation of dog. Because, there's a reason that mutt breeds do so well. Also taking out some of those health issues too that would be inherent with both. Currently have a black lab. He's overly, oh yeah, they will pick a person. Bred military police dogs. So Maligators. Oh wow. Malinois, huh? Shepherds, Dobies. Oh, Dobermans are nice. I like Dobermans. Just made our dogs want to make noise complaints. Yeah. That is a big switch. Huskies to labs. Oh my gosh. See, when I worked at the Humane Society, we got a lot of Huskies because they're runners. And wow. Firework. No. Sugar, no. Sorry. Firework. Sugar, Hush. Hi, Bowie. Yeah, I figured you'd be up. She don't like it, the fireworks. We had a lot of Huskies that showed up at the Humane Society when I worked there because they run and they dig and they climb. They just cannot be contained. And if an owner doesn't understand, like you got to put them to work, or they go like just crazy in a house captive situation. Like, nah, you got to walk the poops out of a husky. A mixed Maine Coon orange tab. Oh, he identifies as a pit bull. Runners and singers. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. They like to sing the song of their people. They definitely love to sing the song of their people. When I was younger, we raised chows. We bred chows. My parents did. I just helped with the puppies, but they bred chows. And, that was back in the 80s when chows had very, very, very bad reputations. They were sort of the Rottweiler or Doberman or, whatever of their time. Very, very, very bad name because they're like a single family dog. They tend to pick one family or one person and bond with them, and they maybe don't do as well with a lot of other people. And so loved the chows that we had. They were so sweet. But just like any dog that's not raised by a person who has a full understanding of what they're getting into when they own them, any dog can really be a air quote bad dog. It's not really bad dog, it's bad owners. And so, I feel like with Beans specifically, if I've got a problem with the way that Beans behaves, it's not anybody's fault but mine or Dustin's. We're his owners. And if we can't get his shit under control, then that's really our fault, right? But the barking, that's what he's bred to do. He's just bred to make noise. Your husband wanted a lab, so that's what you got. They're sweet. Labs are sweeties. Like I said, I don't think I could own a husky though. I always feel bad. Like I've been asked by people online and things like that. Oh, would a Great Pyrenees do well in my house? I live in Arizona and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, that just sounds like a special torture for a Great Pyrenees. I mean, it gets too hot here in Wisconsin sometimes for Beans. I can't even imagine 120 degrees in Arizona for a Pyrenees because they have a double coat. You should not shave them. People do. You shouldn't. Beans is made to protect other animals from wild yep, and me apparently from everything. He always thinks he's doing his job of protecting me from squirrel farts. Because those squirrel farts can be pretty deadly, If you're not watching out, you could die from a squirrel fart. No, I know you heard a child outside, but that's not reason for you to bark, sugar booger. Miss Ma'am. Oh, also, um, not trying to raise any alarms or anything like that. But if anyone hears from Shelby, will you let me know? If you know who Shelby is, if you hear from her, will you let me know? Please and thank you. I sent some messages, but I don't know where she has gone to. And I just would like to know that she's okay. Sorry, that was off topic, but I was thinking about it. My brain went there. You'll DM me. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. She wants to eat all the children, or just mostly scream at the children because she's a Chihuahua. So of course, like she's got a Chihuahua scream. I don't know how I've never heard another dog air quote bark in this way, and it sounds like a scream. Occasionally, when she gets spooked by something, she'll like straight up scream. It's a little ridiculous. Ooh, Australian Shepherd. Okay, so Aussies are really great dogs, but again, they're like any other sort of like shepherd or cattle dog or what have you. They gotta be worked. They gotta have a job to do. Like our border collie, she's really, really, really anxious. And so if I don't get her out and walk her once a day at least, she is extra anxious, and it can be really hard for her. So Aussies, they just need a job. They just need something to do. They got to be told, what they're supposed to be doing. Try and get my magnet out. There we go. Yeah, both are you going to need energy releases? Yes. Gary, I don't know if she is actually in Discord anymore. And that might be why you're not seeing stuff. Got it. Okay, thank you, Josh. Don't know why she didn't let me know. But okay. Well, at least I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, Josh. Let me scoot this for a minute. I gotta redo this putty. I've got too much of my pizza grease in my putty, and now it's like chewing gum. Look, it's like chewing gum consistency. Not great. Not the great. Yeah. So, all right. Just glad she's okay. Come on. Come on. There we go. I always hate when I get to like the last bit of my putty because I want to use all of it, right? But I also end up making a mess with it. So there's that. All right. No more pizza grease on my fingers while I'm trying to work on this diamond painting. Like, all right, enough with the pizza grease. All right, let's see. Missed two of those. I'm going to get those two really quickly. Grab those two. There we go. How's she looking so far? What do you think, guys? She pretty, pretty, pretty? I think she is just beautiful. I'm loving it. I'm really loving this piece. She was honestly, I didn't realize I needed this until I started working on it. And then, yes, definitely something I needed. Aussie, not audio. Oh, had an audio order collie. Audio order collie. Try and herd your oldest. Oh my gosh, yeah, Bowie. Because she's so anxious, she is She's how best to describe. She's a fear biter. Um, she's a nipper. I wouldn't call what she does biting necessarily. Like I would describe it as like a pinch. Okay. She'll take her front teeth and she pinches you with her front teeth. And so like if I was to take off at a dead sprint from the group, she would come run up behind me and she would like grab a hold of my like elbow skin. She'd give me a pinch with her teeth and then, corral me back to where she thought I needed to go. But because she came from bad beginnings, the house that she lived in was not a great environment. She can't even handle sugar. No, she can't even handle like play aggression. She does not like it. So if, Dustin and I were wrestling with one of the kids or I don't know, play fighting with each other, like slap fighting, just messing around, she always will go after whoever the aggressor is in the situation. She does not like to see people fighting. And she gets very anxious. She gets very charged up about it. She doesn't like children. So I have to keep her away from kids and random people. If she's scared, she'll actually bite somebody. So we just more or less, I keep her on a red leash with a red collar and a do not pet jacket. You know what I mean? Like I don't let people just wander up to her willy-nilly. I watch her very closely because I don't want her. She's already gotten one bite order, and I don't want her deemed dangerous because she was loose in our yard. I no longer do that either. She was loose in our yard, and a kid was coming up to the corner on his bike, and she like just barely like pinched the back of his calf. She didn't break skin. Now the officer said she broke skin, but I checked the little kid before I let him leave. Like I was not just gonna let this child bleed he wasn't even bleeding. Like she did not break his skin. But when the dad got home that night, he was very upset about it and sent the cops over, and she got a bite order. We had to rabies hold and all this other stuff. And the second time in our city that a dog is deemed or gets a bite order, the first time nothing special happens. The second time they're deemed potentially dangerous. And then you've got to put up a 6-foot fence. You've got to have an enclosure for them in the yard. Like you've got to post beware of dog signs on all 4 sides of your house. Like it's a lot of work. And then if they bite again after they've deemed potentially dangerous, then they're deemed dangerous and either they have to be destroyed or moved out of the city limits. And so I'm not going to have Bowie go through all of that. It's my responsibility to make sure that she doesn't nip somebody. So yeah, I keep her on a short leash, and I have all kinds of signage on her that says like, don't try to pet my dog. And I just pray it doesn't happen again, It's called cobbing, Glory. That makes very, very good sense. Ooh, Keats can DP again. Congratulations. Cobbing sounds right because of the way that they like do like this with their front teeth. Cobbing sounds accurate. That's what yours did to the ankles. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't think her goal when she nipped the little kid because he was going bike, I don't think her point was to injure the child. If she was going to injure the child, she would have taken him off the bike. She was just nipping at him like, okay, where are you going? Let me herd you around. But the dad did not think of it in that manner, and totally understandable. Like I even took him to his mother myself, took him to his mother to make sure she knew what had happened, that we were home, whatever. And she had said it was okay. And no, it's fine. He didn't break skin, blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah, dad got home from work and he did not feel the same way. he sent the police over to the house at like midnight, by the way, because I guess he got home from work at, I don't know, 10 o'clock or something. And they showed up, the police officer showed up at my house. Okay, so when I worked for the Humane Society at the time, we were run on donations. It was not a county run thing. And we were in charge of issuing bite orders in the city limits, in the townships, and that sort of thing. And then when the Humane Society here started to be run by the county, now it's the police who have to do the bite orders. So when he shows up to my house, I knew what he was there for. Like, there was only one reason he was going to be showing up that day at my house at midnight. And then I walked him through the process on how to give me a bite order. It was stupid. It was really stupid. Been teaching your son not to run. Yes, please, 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 please. It's like, if parents would be better, like you, Abby, at teaching their children, one, that they not only need to ask you permission before they just go pet a dog, but two, that they ask the person who has the dog for permission to pet the dog, because I don't like to let kids pet Beans unless they have their parents' permission first. Like, not that Beans is a gentle giant, especially with kids. He loves children. But, you know, who knows? Like, he could get scared of a bicycle and then, like, I don't know, out of fear, knock a kid down or something. I don't know. And so I just like to make sure that the parents are aware of what's happening, because he's a big dog, right? And maybe they're not comfortable with their kids petting our dog, and that's fine. I just wish more parents cognizant of that. You went through a similar situation with your Weimaraner? Yeah. And you know, here's the thing, Abby, like, in the town that I live in, we only have 2 areas where our dogs can be off leash officially, besides a person's own yard. And once they hit the sidewalk, they're no longer technically in their own yard anymore. So if somebody's walking by on the sidewalk, even if they're in your yard, if they hit the sidewalk and bite somebody, they have left their property. Okay. So we have 2 areas where we can go to walk the dogs off leash. One is the dog park. It's an actual fenced in area. The dogs are not allowed in our parks. We're the city of parks in Wisconsin. And so dogs are not permitted to be in the park between May 15th and September 15th. They are not to be in the parks, period. Technically not even on the city trails, except one area, the other off-leash area. It's kind of just outside of city limits. It's technically town of, and it's this one stretch of the bike trails where we can go. We don't let Beans off leash, but I've let Bowie off leash back there. And so, yeah, like, you wouldn't see dogs at the park with kids here because they're not permitted in the parks between May 15th and September 15th. So that scares the crap out of me, because, like, yeah, dogs should not be at the park where kids are. You know, like, oh my God, Mary, can I pet that dog? And it's a bear. Can I pet that dog? Hi, Shiro. Yeah, so what scares me about that, when I was 5 years old and I was living in Florida, we had these neighbors who had cockapoos, Cocker Spaniel poodles. Now, I'm not a big poodle fan, nor am I a Cocker Spaniel fan. I think a lot of the Cocker Spaniels that I've met in my life were just psychos. But they had cockapoos. I was out back in the backyard, in their backyard, playing with the neighbor kids, and my brothers were there. My parents were back at our house, but my brothers were there, and we were all playing like touch football or whatever. We were throwing the ball in the backyard, and they had thrown the football, and we were running around for it. I went running for the football, and the cockapoo that they had grabbed me by my waist, like on my stomach, by my side, and drug me from the back of their yard to their house. And I had puncture wounds and scars for years. And you'd think I'd be afraid of dogs with as many times as I've been bit in the face by a dog, bit on the side by a dog, drug around by a dog. I have no dog fears. But that dog drugged me down their yard because I was running. And that's what scares me about people taking their dogs to a park where kids are running around and playing. Like, some dogs are very reactionary, just like, having a dog that has high prey drive, like Beans, for instance, playing with toys that squeak, sound that makes them, like, it hits something in their brain and makes them want to attack. And so when you've got kids making high-pitched squealing sounds and running around, you're just tempting a dog to bite a child. So the fact that they're bringing the dog to your park really pisses me off. So irresponsible, Hi, Tigger. It's a whole lot harder to teach an adult nutrition. You know what? Can I tell you how many times I have also, Divine, had adults walking up and just petting or attempting to pet one of my dogs without asking? It's happened. Your Boston is terrified. Oh, terrified of little kids. He's calling it a park. But if it has a play structure, that's a park. That is a place for children, At least they're on leash, though. So a few times now, I've had situations in my neighborhood recently where people are, in their own yards with their dogs, but their dogs are off leash, and I walk by with Beans on a leash, and then all of a sudden their dog is running at us and either running up on Beans or running up on me. I've had dogs run up on me, and then Beans gets really upset about that. Because like I said, once they hit the sidewalk, they're no longer in their yard. And the fact that they have their dogs off leash, even in their own yards, if your dog is reactionary to anything, another dog, a child, a whatever, they shouldn't even be off leash in your own yard unless you got a fenced yard, in which case, have fun. Let them loose, whatever you want, as long as they don't jump fences or dig under fences, I suppose. Because so many times now, since spring and summer have come, I'm all of the time trying to watch for dogs to be there before I get around a corner or before I get to a specific yard. And now I'm kind of like aware of what yards there might be a dog off leash, but I shouldn't have to reroute my walk that I've been walking the same walk for 2 years just because you refuse to put your dog on a leash in your own yard or put up a fence. That's a little unfair, because Beans is just doing what Beans has always done, patrolling his patrol. Oh, your dog whines about biting a squeak toy. That's sad. Predatory shift. The dog goes into dog mode. Something runs, need to chase. Yeah. Never pet dogs without permission. I usually talk to the dog. Right. So there was a time, I talked about it in a whipping chat. I was on the phone with Noelle. I was walking with Beans, and a dog around the corner was off leash and came running at me. And I had to, I had Beans on a leash, and I was essentially just walking like in a circle. I was just doing circles and like trying to tire them both out because they were chasing each other around me. And I was going in circles too, so I didn't get, wound up by the leash or anything. And eventually I managed to get that dog back to its yard and back in its own home. But ugh, It's annoying. Like I said, I should not have to change my routine simply because these people don't have common sense or manners with their own dogs. Well, ridiculous. Right. That's very true too, Peggy, that, the dogs will feed off of our energy or what have reason that I was able to get the one dog back over to its house and that neither he or Beans attacked each other because that was the Cane Corso, was because I was very cool, calm, collected about it. I even mentioned it in the Within chat that there was a guy came from like 2 yards over across the street and was like screaming at the little girls who own the dog like that was going to help anything. I was like, what are you screaming about right now? Like, you're not helping the situation. We're fine. We're just going in circles, I guess. This is what we're doing now. Just going in circles. I tend to keep my cool in those sorts of situations anyways, because I know that my dog is going to be my reaction. Okay, question. How many of you were like huge Cesar Millan fans? Oh, thank you, Sugar. I guess Sugar was a Cesar Millan fan. You weren't born yet, liar. Cane Corsos? I mean, Cane Corsos, I feel like they're not any more dangerous or scary than any other dog. Like, it's really about how they're raised and that sort of thing. I didn't find him to be particularly terrifying to me. Now, somebody else would probably find him terrifying because they had even his ears trimmed. So he looked scary. I think any regular person probably would not have trusted that dog because a Cane Corso is a Mastiff, but they do look like a ginormous pit bull. If you don't know dog breeds very well, they do look like a ginormous pit bull. Ooh, scandal. What scandal? I must know about the scandal. No? So many people. Oh, you've never heard of Cesar Millan? Yeah, the on the dog where you poke their side and you go and it's supposed to stop them from being stupid. Oh, I didn't know that he had a scandal. I did not know. You have a Cane Corso living next door and her name is Bunny. Oh, yeah, when they crop the ears, I think it definitely it just makes them look scary. And they're like a good example of a Cane Corso in looks would be like Turner and Hooch, the Mastiff that's in Turner and Hooch. Um, they're a beautiful dog though. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. But they do to look, if you don't know dog breeds very well, a person could easily confuse a Cane Corso for a bulldog or a pit bull. More like an American bulldog than, let's say, a Staffordshire Terrier. Like they don't look like a Staffy. They look like an American bulldog because they're very barrel chested and they don't look like a regular Mastiff though. They're not as jowly as like a regular Mastiff would be. Beautiful dogs though. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful dogs. As the MDD I'm doing is the first one I have not completed, then to DAC drills. Is there a difference? I would recommend if you have non-Diamond Art Club drills, they will color match better than Diamond Art Club drills will. Diamond Art Club drills match very well with their own drills. Like Diamond Art Club matches with Diamond Art Club almost perfectly every time, except if you're going from like the flat tops to the peaked tops. Sometimes there's a little color discrepancy in there, but the Diamond Art Club drills are probably not going to match with drills as well as non-DAC drills will. Magnum PPI Dobermans use Caesar's methods and my dogs are the best. Yeah. I mean, and I don't know about a scandal. I'll have to look that up later. But I've heard, oh no. I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true. I'll have to look up further information on it, but I've used a lot of Cesar Millan's tips and tricks over the years with regard to dogs that were just acting foolish, you know? Oh, that's sad. Yeah, and the thing is, Kylie, um, my non-Diamond Art Club spares are, geez, I could probably pick out one color and then find 3 different dye lots for that one color. That's why I tend to try to find what companies are using the same drill manufacturers, so that if I do have issues, I can go, oh, let me go see if I can find this in my spares from this company or whatever, because I have my squares for Diamond Art Club and then non-Diamond Art Club squares. Because I don't do a lot of rounds from other companies. I have them still, but I don't do as many in rounds. Because there are a lot of dye lot discrepancies between the non-Diamond Art Club and Diamond Art Club. See above. Uh-oh. Shiro got, a Miles Custom Creations. They sent me a package. I'm going to do an unboxing of it in a video. Oh, you're talking about see above what you had said. Yeah, I saw. I'll Google and just get a little bit further information on that, just to see exactly what the premise was, but It's funny how comfortable I feel around dogs, but heaven forbid a cat try and rub against my leg. You're scared of cats? Oh no. Margie says, I've always said it's the pet owners, not the pets. Always. Always, always. Like I said, anything that I'm upset about that Beans does or doesn't do is 100% my fault. I have to take responsibility. I'm his owner. Yes, there are things that is, like part and parcel to who he is as a Great Pyrenees. But I knew that when I got him. So if I'm going to complain about it or whatever, then like I bought the dog. I should have researched better. And yeah, I find the barking to be a lot, but like I said earlier, I would get another Pyrenees. I don't think my kids would like it. But that is what it is. We like Beans, so that's all that really matters. Scared of cats. That's crazy. I didn't drink. Experts have also said that his pack theory is outdated. I mean, yes and no. I do feel like, at least in my house, I don't know about other people's houses, but at least in my house, there is a pecking order to the dogs. And I am the alpha in our pack. I'm the one who does the corrections. I'm the one who, like, I'm the alpha in the pack. I think Dustin even kind of falls in with like a beta. Not that he isn't, like, I don't know, in some way alpha to the dogs. Like Bowie and Sugar obviously listen to him fine, but sometimes I think Beans looks at him as like brother, not dad. So, sometimes he doesn't listen as well to Dustin as he does to me. But I don't know. That's interesting. Ooh, Kylie. You got a Gary tray? Cool. Speaking of Gary, I got a Gary package here. We should see what's inside it. Let's open it up. I don't want to show you guys all my address information, but let me get some, nope, that's from Miles Custom Creations. Get my scissors, and I'll just get the box open so that you can't see the tag. All right, let's see what Gary sent this time. It's probably more prizes for stuff, because the pack theory is based off the alpha wolf theory, which has been debunked. Interesting. Ooh, let's find out what Gary sent in the mail. Family dynamics. Yeah, it's not much, just filling the gaps. Oh, okay. Ooh, look at these. It's pink and yellow. It's one of those little spots. Now I can match them to the canvases. Ooh, very cool. These feel weird. Oh, those feel strange. I like it. We got some trash pots to match the things. So people who got those, I should have matchies now. Okay, we got those. Oh, look at filling in the gaps. We got our toppers that match the trays. Sent me, oh, perfect. He sent me a whole wow. Now I'm gonna shut the door. Ha ha. Now you're gone forever. Ha ha ha. Goodbye. She's still in here trying to get some pizza. Look at that. Now I got toppers and match, cap sorters, and these things. Cool. Thank you, Gary. Those will make some good prizes. Ooh. Love it, love it. Hey, Noelle. She looks gorgeous. I love it. Next one has more colors. Sweet. Sweetness. You liking her, Noelle? She's pretty. What's up, Ducky? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, there's probably something to at least a family dynamic. Like I said, Beans definitely gets put in his place by Bowie often. He gets put in his place by Sugar sometimes too, when he's getting to be a bit too much for her. And there's that. But as far as like, I don't know, like I said, if the theory was debunked, then the theory was debunked. I just know that they definitely view me as the person in charge around here. But I also try not to allow my dogs to act too crazy and buck wild. Well, that just bums me out about Cesar Millan. Like I said, I'll look up some more info about it. So, we don't have to talk about his specific charges here, but that's sad because I liked his show a lot. You know what other show that I really liked from the same, well, a couple of shows from that same like sort of time frame? Mike Rowe's Dirty Jobs. I could sit and watch Mike Rowe. I don't know, just like Dirty Jobs. I could sit and watch for hours. I feel like I've noticed you use your multi-placer a lot. Do you use a bigger size to lay a smaller number of drills? Yes. To answer your question, yes. I almost exclusively use my multi-placer to place even like one. So like I've got 3 to put down here, and I've got 2 to put down here. So I will put 3 on one side and 2 on the other side. And then I'll lay my 2, and then I'll lay I just accidentally laid my 3. That doesn't usually happen. I'm usually paying better attention. But yeah, I'll lay my 2, and then I'll lay my 3, or I'll lay 2 and 2, or I'll lay 1 and 1, or 4 and 4, not 4 and 4. If I had a bigger multi-placer, I could, but there I laid 2, and then I laid 3. And then here's 2 and 2. I got 2 and 2. And then I'll lay 2 here, and I'll lay 2 here. When I have to lay 1, I'll lay one, and then I'll lay another one. I almost exclusively use my multi-placer because it's easier than flipping my pen around constantly or having to go back to the tray multiple times. So like here, I've got 4 and 1. So I'll lay the 1 and I'll lay the 4. There's a 4 and a 2. So I've got 4 and 2. And after a while, the counting just sort of becomes second nature. I use an 8 placer. I don't go any bigger than that because I'm a very hard placer. And so I like to have my 8 placer. I don't have to worry about bending it into an IUD because of how hard I place. And yeah, I just feel I don't have to go back to the tray as often. And so when it comes, you really start to pick up, like, just by looking when you need 5 or when you need 7. I feel like it's a whole lot easier to know that under 8, or well, this will pick up 9 technically, because Diamond Art Club drills they fit better on these. But I feel like keeping the number 8 and below or 9 and below is better for me, because then I don't have to try and remember what 10 looks like, but knowing what 8 looks like to pick up is a whole lot easier. And so, yeah, you'll often see that I'll do sometimes I'll pick up 3 and I'll lay 3 singles or something. Yeah, that's how I do it. And it actually speeds, in my opinion, it speeds me up quite a bit by not having to go back to the tray. Yeah, you usually get 1 hanger. You're also a heavy placer? Yes. Been doing the bit on each end. Yeah, good. I'm glad that's working out for you. Need to get a DAC multi-placer. So, I don't like the metal ones from other companies, but I have heard good things about, I think it's Everlasting Tips. I've heard that their thin multi-placers are quite nice. There's another company. I haven't tried them myself, so I can't give you a full review on them because I've never tried them, but I know that there are a couple of other places out there that you can get metal multi-placers where actually the brackets on them so that they don't bend as much as even these do. Because I'm a hard placer who can bend a stainless steel multi-placer with no problem. But I haven't tried any of the other companies yet. Are they on Etsy? Everlasting Tips, I think, is on Etsy. Okay, if somebody can tag her in Discord to the one place, there's also Make Your Own Wall Art has some tips. I won't buy from there personally, for my own reasons. But he gets them obviously from somewhere on like Amazon or something. Wherever he's getting them from, people should have access to, I'm fairly certain. Because I think that they're coming from like Amazon or AliExpress or Shein or something like that. Okay, let's see. Next color. We'll go with this one. But yes, thank you, Noelle. I'm loving the way she's looking. Getting close to done now. I've obviously got, I'm doing these 2 squares, and then I've got the 2 squares down here to do, and then she'll be all done. I should be able to finish her up today. That is the plan. And then when I do a post review on this one, I'm thinking people are going to get a little mini lesson on the Pantheon in The Legend of Zelda. So that should be fun. Hi, Marissa. Everlasting. We'll try one of their multi-placers and report. Sweet. Yeah, there's some other thin ones, but I think you're probably going to have to look on Temu or whatever. You just got to make sure that like either, I don't know, that there's a good picture, because yeah, those other metal ones, they're kind of garbage. They're just so wide that your diamonds just sort of go in there sideways sometimes or whatever. They're just kind of poopy. Kind of poopy. How you doing, Marissa? What you up to? Poor Sugar's out there scratching at the door again. Mad at me that I won't let her in the room. Poor baby. Isn't she just looking gorgeous, though? I'm loving it. So, yeah, here I'm picking up 3, and then I've got 3 singles. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Make it easier on myself. That's how I like to do it. And then, yeah, depending on if they're thin enough, let us know. I've got a couple of spares that I used for free shipping or whatever. So I do have, I've got single placers that I picked up for free shipping. So these I'll hang on to. And then I try to pick up an 8 placer every now and again if I can afford it, because those are handy to have around. About to fold laundry. Ooh. Just finished the last mushroom from Diamond Design Company. Cool. Yeah, tricked where they said that they're ultra thin and they're not. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it used to be before I ever even tried the DAC multi-placers, I was using those like piece of utter crap plastic thick ones. Oh, those sucks. Those sucks bad. So bad. Okay, I missed one of these. Where did it go? There it is. Sorry, when I see one that I missed, I've got to like fix it immediately. I can't handle going back and forth. 5 to 8 placers are your favorite. Yeah, see, mine is definitely the 8 placer. Found out I'd actually watched one of your videos months ago. Oh, which one was it? It was probably like, I feel like that's what people usually end up watching of mine, either a stash video. I don't want to do that one yet. A stash video, or there was one that I had put out that was about whether or not content creators should reach out to businesses before they post their reviews on things. And yeah, people watched that and didn't like it very much, but it is what it is. They're entitled to their opinions. And if they didn't like it, that's totally okay. I did have somebody call me, what did she call me again? Deplorable? Something. She called me something real nasty. Started with a D on a whip and chat recently. And I was like, wow, well, that's really presumptuous of you. Like, I don't even know you. Okay. Sometimes when people like say really offhand things, I just kind of have to shake my head and like, I would never say something like that to somebody online or in person. I wouldn't, I don't know. There's people who will put on comments on people's videos and call them pathetic or things like that. I'm like, wow. Not even anonymously. am I going to go around calling people pathetic? Like, that's pretty sad. Hello, Matt. How you doing? Oh, okay. It was a super. Oh, I guess yeah. The other one that people watch is like hacks, the 24 hacks video. A lot of people watch that, or like what to buy, if you're on a budget, or what to know before you begin diamond painting, or things like that. You still have some of the tabs open. Nice. Yeah, people get brave behind their screens. Yeah, I did find it pretty interesting that she had called me, I don't know, deplorable or something. And it was all just based on a conversation around um gender and things like that. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like I kind of let people know who I am pretty quickly in my videos by saying, "What's up, guys, gals, and non binary pals?" Like, I feel like that kind of gives you the tone of, kind of like what I accept around my channel. So I guess I was surprised she listened as far as she did. Maybe she just hate watched it, and that's okay too. I actually find that kind of funny. Like, oh, well, if you hate watched it for that long, good on you. But meh, I've been called worse by better people. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Some people stay completely ignorant that actions online can ever. Yeah, absolutely. People are just so angry these days. Live in a 50s community and all they do is complain. It's very true. It's very, I'm sure she's been blasted. It's a reflection of them. I agree. I agree. And, like I said, honestly, it's like, I don't know what it was specifically about that day that she just went like, I've got a voice and everyone should hear it. Okay, cool. And I felt like I was very, and I was not rude. I did, well, I might have gotten a little bit, snarky with her, but for the most, was very tame. And I was still incredibly patient and tried to be kind, because you don't come back at somebody who's being hateful with hate. It doesn't get anywhere. And I feel like at that point, when you devolve into like calling names or whatnot, I feel like you already lose. Like when you start swearing at people, or when you like really overreact, or become volatile, I feel like then they've pulled you out of your piece, and that's kind of like, then you've already lost, so you might as well just go sit back down. You know what I mean? It's like there are so many other things in this world that we could be fighting and arguing or getting mad about, and that's just not one of the things worth getting mad about, to me, I guess. Like, it's crazy. Okay, so you're saying Mia says, I'm impressed with all these colors coming together for her eyes. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors there. I mean, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 colors just in this. And then 13, 14, 15 finish. Like, that's wild. There's 15 colors just right there. Not me, just realized I've been in top chat, not live this whole time. Whoops. That kind of attitude, probably political parties, or just everyone standing around bitching about how everything is bad. Yeah, truly. What can you do? Oh, I want one of my bubbles, I think, for just her eyes. Where are my bubbles? I got bubbles in here somewhere. I know I used a bubble for Dark Lilith. Just her eyes. Checking in all of my, I gotta go through and empty this back out, all my stuff for Evening Light. I need to do a post review on Evening Light also. Where are my specials for Dark Lilith? Nope. That's Cottagecore Witch. Here we, nope, those are Mirage. Well, I could use the Mirage. I think the Mirage would be okay. Sure, we'll use the Mirage. Because I think these are all right. I'm just going to take out 2 of them because they look just like the Luna. It's just the backing is a little different color. So I'm going to use these bubbles and I'm going to use them for the shine in her eye. That little eye shine. Put that right there. Oh, that's pretty. I'll put that one right there. Boom. She got them eye shine. You liked it? Yeah, for Dark Lilith. Yeah, I like to just put a little bubble for the eye shine. I just think it's just like, yes, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. And a little eye shine. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, what do we got left for time? Ooh, like 3 minutes. What can I get done in 3 minutes? Not much. Maybe, oh, jeez. Let me just dump them everywhere. I accidentally grabbed the, what do you call it? The fabric softener square. And it pulled a bunch of drills out with it. Come on now. Get off my sticky canvas. There we go. There we go. In there. And we'll save that one. And we'll put that one where it goes. This is one reason that I know I could never use, what do you call it? I could never use freaking tweezers to try and place drills. People that are able to do that are just crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. All right, let's see if we can finish at least the eye part. Just the stuff, oop, not that one. Just the stuff in her eyes that I can get to. One of these, so many colors, and one singular drill. Here we go. Got 2 of these. And the colors in her left eye are not the same as the colors in her right eye. They're not exactly the same. So I'm looking for completely different colors. And just like a one-off drill. But gosh, she's pretty. Because this eye is almost reading more gray, and this one is kind of reading green right here. How do you place rounds with tweezers? Right? I don't know. Can you see the symbol at times under the bubble? No, because the backing on the bubble, they're not see-through. That backing is actually opaque. So you can't see the symbols through the bubbles. No symbols through the bubbles. In fact, at least at DP with sparklers, the bubbles, and the crystals all have some sort of backing so that you can't see through them. That isn't necessarily true for like the glow in the dark drills, not the glow glass, but the glow in the dark drills. Those you can kind of sort of see through in some instances, like especially the bright pink ones or whatever, because they don't have a backing on them. But like the sparklers, the bubbles, and that you cannot see through. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to lay these last of this color, and then I will call it an evening for the live stream. I will be popping over to Discord. So if people want to go and chat tippy-typies in Discord, Remember that after you've been a member of Discord for 3 months, then you are invited to the Discord After Dark chats. Though the general voice chat is always open for anybody at any time. We just like to get to know people in the like general Discord first. We like to see whether or not you're like a little crazy before we just have you come join us in the Discord After Dark chat. Met a couple of times where people have come in and just sort of kind of taken over, and then they were kind of sort of more than just a little bit nuts. So nothing personal. But once you've been in the Discord for 3 months, which I need to go through and do a review on again, then yeah, you can join us in the Discord After Dark. If you need a link to Discord and you cannot get in, please let me know. Yeah, I could never do tweezers. Absolutely not. Yes, let me grab a linky for you. Give me just a moment. Yeah, like I don't have a link for Discord that doesn't expire within 7 days. So if you ever need a link to things, you just gotta ask. Okay, let's get you this. There we go. All right, I will pop that into chat. There you go. And then you can come on over and join us in Discord. And then that, I think, will be that for now. Like I said, I will work on this some more maybe later on in Discord. And then, yeah, I will be back on Saturday night. Remember, if you are taking part in Gods and Goddesses, the video is out for the week. So please make sure that you go over to the video, you watch the video, and listen out for the word of the week that you need to put down in the chat. Make sure you get that in before Thursday night at 11:59 Central Time. Basically midnight on Friday for me. Yeah, do that. Don't forget to do that. And then I will be back on Saturday with a bunch of prizes from our sponsors and from Gary, and it should be a good time. All right, 2 more drills. I'm going to do 2 more drills, and then I'll call it an evening. And I'm going to go yell at Sugar and tell her to quit scratching my door, which I'm shut up until I give her the rest of my pizza, I guess. All right, there we go. You guys, I thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you on Saturday. And as ever, yes. Oh, and Lexi said, don't forget to take screenshots of your comment just in case YouTube decides to be stupid again. But that's all I got for you guys. As ever, I hope that where you guys are in this great, big, wide, wonderful world, that you're having a beautiful morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. All right, see you on Saturday. Bye.